Hey, what's up, everybody? Jazzbro Gonzo here. Another What's Next. Hope you are enjoying your day today. Well, the universe, ever expanding, ever widening. So many mysteries that we, as mankind, will never ever be able to solve. One of the most universal questions of all time: how many licks does it take to get to the end of a Charms Pop? And of course, we know a 1, a 2, a 3, crunch. 3. Now that was the universal question for the ages until, what is a woman? Well, for the better part of over 300,000 years that mankind's existed, we always knew what a woman was. A woman who is the matriarch. She is the childbearer. She is the mother. She is the emotional yin to man's yang. And of course, strong-willed, ever vigilant, powerful, but yet still feminine, like Wonder Woman. Now, USA Today, who of course gave the Woman of the Year award to a man because they seem to be confused as well, says even biologists are having issue defining what a woman is. Well, once again, welcome to the circus of 2022. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. USA Today tops Ketanji Brown Jackson. Even biologists can't define what a woman is. After President Joe Manchin's Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson was unable to define the word woman during her confirmation hearing on Tuesday, claiming, quote, she's not a biologist, USA Today outdid Jackson, said hold my beer, by arguing that even a competent biologist would be unable to offer a definitive answer either. In an essay published in USA Today on Thursday titled Marsha Blackburn Asked Ketanji Brown Jackson to Define a Woman, science says there is no simple answer. USA Today reporter Alia E. Dastagir, if I'm butchering her name, oh well, claimed that even, quote, experts in science lack a sufficient way to clearly define what a woman is. Scientists, gender law scholars, and philosophers of biology said Jackson's response was commendable, though perhaps misleading. The author writes, it's useful, they say, that Jackson suggests that science would help answer Blackburn's question, but they note that a competent biologist would not be able to offer a definitive answer either. Science agrees there is no sufficient way to clearly define what makes someone a woman. With billions of women on the planet, there is much variation. Really? So the woman in India is different than the woman in America, different than the woman in Ireland, different than the woman in Australia, different than the woman in Africa, different than the woman in Israel. Wow, I did not know that, but then again, I'm a man. Alia Daskar tweets, justices sometimes have to make determinations about who is meant by man or woman, and they may have to acknowledge that reality, that sex and gender are not binary. I think Blackburn would prefer in a world in which reality was much simpler. Well, sorry, sweetie, it is. The essay quotes Rebecca Jordan Young, a self-described, quote, feminist scientist. Well, right there, when you get your gender studies degree, it makes you a scientist, doesn't it? At Barnard College, focusing on gender, sexuality, class, and race, because of course it is, who describes the complexity of defining woman. Quote, there isn't one single biological answer to the definition of a woman, she says. There's not even a singular biological answer to the question of what is a female. Jordan Young, who insisted there is no need to, quote, engage Blackburn's questioning, accused the Tennessee Center of not having done enough for women's rights. No, of course not. When Blackburn and the rest of her caucus supports women's full reproductive justice, they aggressively try to solve the inequality of investment in girls and women's sports. Really? So when you allowed a dude swimmer to beat real women and compete, that's not taking away women and girls' opportunities in sports. Ass clown. Still true 50 years after Title IX made it legal. When they make it meaningful action on the persistent wage discrimination against women, especially women of color, of course, then it will make sense to engage their questions about who can count as a woman, Jordan Young said. The essay also quotes Harvard scholar Sarah Richardson, who focused on the history of science and studies of women, gender, sexuality, who agrees that science cannot provide a sound answer to what a woman is. Quote, as is often so the case, science cannot settle what is really social questions, Richardson said. In any particular case of sex categorization, whether in law and science, it is necessary to build a definition of sex particular in that context. Juliet Willems, a professor of gender studies at UCLA, once again, of course, is also quoting and insisting that what a woman is has been politically contested for ages, while noting that the long-standing view of white supremes, because of course it was just a matter of time before racism made its way in, was responsible for having denied recognition as a woman to black women and women of color in the past. Next, the essay highlights one Will Thomas, who has nearly shattered every Ivy League records set by women by competing as a woman, quoting Wheaton College gender studies professor Kate Mason, attacking critics for undermining Thomas's success. A lot of people are assigned male at birth, have higher testosterone levels, and could never make a Division I swimming team. Why do we attribute her success to a sign of sex, rather than her long records as an elite swimmer? Yes, being that one Will Thomas was 432nd in college as a male swimmer, but was number one when he decided to become a woman. Wow. My thoughts. USA Today is a rag. Seriously, you wouldn't even line the bottom of your birdcage with this nonsense. When you are bringing out gender studies graduates to tell you what a woman is, to say, well, there's not a definitive answer to woman. Why is it? Because I've got a gender studies degree. Instead of bringing in real biologists, actual biologists from MIT, UCLA, University of Florida, Austria, Germany, name a country that has real biologists who actually busted their ass and who are incredibly smart to get where they are. No. Let's not get them involved in this conversation. Let's bring in gender study graduates. Welcome to the circus. Again, that is 2022. And again, I gave out an award earlier, Certified Ass Clown. Yes, I'm going to give another Certified Ass Clown award to USA Today. What a fucking joke. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys again real soon. Peace.